Hello, I'm Dom and welcome to WaterSpace. Everyone enjoys movies and films. As a blind person, it's slightly harder to watch and enjoy films. Harder, but not impossible. There's different ways blind people watch films, and there's different ways I watch films. It really depends on the situation. If, for example, I was to sit and relax at home, I wouldn't turn on the TV. Why? Well, for one, I would like to see what I'm watching too. Since I am blind but still have some vision left, I'd like to use the most out of it, or get the most out of it, since in the future things could get worse without me knowing. So I don't watch the TV usually. If I was to sit somewhere near the TV or on a sofa, it wouldn't really work because the TV is on a TV stand. The second best thing I could do is stand inches from the TV and watch it that way. The problem there is that one, I'd have to run around chasing the thing I'm watching because the TV is too big, and problem number two, being inches from the TV is obviously a distraction, and some people, i.e. my family, could want to watch something too. And me standing in front of the TV is a little distracting, obviously. And that is why I watch films and videos on my computer. Watching things on the computer has many more advantages. I, for one, have a dual monitor, and since I use two monitors, it is easier and better and simpler to navigate. Being able to watch stuff on my PC is also great because I can have a film on full screen and not distract anyone. I can get as close as I want and follow anything I want and need on the screen. And if a small detail is smaller in a film that I can actually see, I can just pause the film, open my magnify program, and just zoom in and see it that way. And this is how I usually watch films blind. There is a disadvantage to this though. Because I am tall and I have to get closer to the screen, I also have to hunch over the desk, which makes my back ache a lot. But oh well. You may be surprised, however, that I quite often go visit the cinema to watch movies, or the movie theatre for the Americans. And well, I don't currently go because of what's happening in the world, obviously. But if that wasn't a problem, I would go anytime there would be a film I'd be interested in. And fun fact, if you're interested, when I usually go to the cinema, I very often go at the same time as my long-distance girlfriend, which is pretty cool. We can't really date physically currently because she's really far, but I guess if we do that, that's a date in a way. But I digress. So, the very first thing I do at the cinema is I sit at the very front row of the room. The closer, the better, right? Then, during the movie, I use something called a monocular. It's called that because binoculars have slots for two eyes, and B or bi, the two bi in the beginning of that word, means two. Monoculars are equipment for one eye, not two. So if you know binoculars, you look like that. Monoculars, you look like this. And mono means one. And I would show you that because I have it in a bag. However, my bag is downstairs and I can't take it because there's someone sleeping downstairs. And why is someone sleeping? Well, I'm currently recording at 6:08 AM. So I can't show you, but here's a picture if you want to see. The way you use it is simple. You just put it near your eye so you can see what's on the other side, and you can rotate the lens to adjust the focus. I received that from one very helpful sensory support assistant back when I was at school. I was originally meant to use it to see bus numbers and bus routes, but usually when I go on the bus I just ask the driver if I'm on the right bus. I just ask him, hi, is this the 43, or hi, is this the 25, you know. So I only use that for movies nowadays. So I use this at the cinema, and that lets me see a part of the screen clearer. Well, a cinema screen is a little bit bigger. So in my script it says, let me demonstrate how I use this there. Like I said, I don't currently have it, so let me just use a substitute. Let me find something. A glass bottle. So, monoculars. I use that, I have it like that. Focus, and then I have to look like so when I'm watching films and things are running around. Okay, someone walks, he's doing something with his hands, he's making a face, so I have to look, and I can't see the whole screen, so it's a bit frustrating. Thank you, bottle. I don't use this throughout the whole movie because of this. Only if I feel the scene I'm watching is important, or when I decide to, then I use the monocular. Otherwise I just watch the blurry bits. I can see blurry. Back when I last went to the cinema though, specifically to watch Onward, to which I arrived 5 minutes late because I overslept, I was introduced to a new form of aid. Audio description. You may or may not have heard of this before. You may have even accidentally activated it on your TV, or as I have before I went blind, or you might have even seen an audio description option in the languages section of a DVD you might have watched. Audio description is easy to describe. It is, like the name suggests, describing the film or a movie through audio or somebody's voice. It's similar to a guide walking around with you and telling you what's in front of you. However, instead of doing that, they describe what's in front of you, what's in the movie, what's on the screen. Before this instance, I thought of audio description as annoying and useless. I think it could have just been because I got used to watching films with my eyes, and thus I didn't want anything else to disturb or interfere with my experience. When I arrived at the cinema to watch Onward, and I spilled the entire box of large popcorn I had just purchased out of exhaustion and stress, when I arrived, I was asked if I needed some audio description headphones. From what I just told you, you'd think I said no, and that's a good guess. That's also what I initially thought. However, I decided to take them just to try them out, and whenever I didn't need them, I could just take them off because they were useless. So I took them to try out, and they turned out to be quite useful. In fact, they turned out to be better than I expected. The headphones they gave me, and I don't know if that's every cinema that has the same headphones, but the ones they gave me had the options to toggle the direction of where this sound comes from, so i.e. you can toggle so that it only comes from the right ear or the left ear, or just both of them. And they also had a volume toggle. The AD, audio description, goes into so much detail and describes the scene very well. It describes it perfectly. Pixar, the makers of Onward, their movies always have at least one crying scene. You know, that scene that always makes you cry? Well, Onward, without spoiling it, Onward has at least one or two scenes like that. And yes, I did cry during these. But if it wasn't for the AD headphones, I may not have known what was going on. And if that happened, I probably wouldn't have cried. So in the end, it turned out audio description is really helpful. So from then on, I plan to use audio description whenever I can't see a film, for example at the cinema. Now, you can try it yourself. You can watch any film, and usually on Netflix or Disney Plus or any DVD, in the languages section, you can find English audio description. If you can click that and blindfold yourself, you can try watching it that way, like a blind person. Now I'm going to show you a part of a film with audio description and see how that really works.
A flag waves on top of a castle's tallest spire. A bright display of fireworks explodes in the sky. A glowing pinpoint of light arcs over the castle. Walt Disney Pictures. A title, Walt Disney Pictures presents. Now, in a cartoon, a giant yellow sun rises into a golden sky. It lights up a huge savanna, a flat grassland that stretches as far as the eye can see. Huge gray rhinos with horns growing from their snouts, deer-like gazelles, skinny little meerkats.
So yeah, it basically works like that. Now, at the cinema, the next time I go, I do hope that the next time they give me headphones, they're gonna be slightly more comfortable, because the last time they gave me headphones, they were not. And surprisingly, I used the audio description headphones for the whole movie, I think, because they were just great and very helpful. So helpful, in fact, that audio description is used by practically many, if not all, blind and visually impaired people. But that's what I use to watch films and videos. Is there anything else that could help out, you might ask? Well, for me, there is, although I don't have it because it's quite expensive. There are similar products like this, but I was told about this one product called IrisVision. The device is similar to a VR headset, one you can play games on, but this one lets you put it on your head and lets you see what's in front of you, and you can magnify it in and out. I feel like you may also change the contrast and colors on the device, but I'm not sure because I've never tried it. But since I have used tools for the blind, it's a very good possibility. Due to it being a part camera, but for accessibility use, the cinemas would most likely, in fact definitely, allow blind people to go inside such cinema and watch the movie with it. You may have also noticed I just said the device zooms in and out, which means you don't have to just use it for the cinema, but you can use it for the theatre, opera house, maybe for shopping, and even looking at nature. But anyway, I hope now you know how the blind, the sight impaired, and me watch films, videos, and movies. I hope I did teach you properly and enough for you to understand. If you liked this and you learned something, leave a like. If you disliked the video, just leave a dislike. Be honest. Subscribe to this channel and press the bell button to get the latest updates and updates of when I upload new videos. I plan to post much more videos about me being blind, as well as blind gaming videos, my own films, short films, and much more. You could also follow my social media on Instagram, Twitter, or just check out my website. All of the links are in the description below. Speaking of below, you can also comment on what part was your favorite, which part you liked, which part you disliked, and maybe you can even comment future video ideas, and I could use them because I'm I say I'm blind but creative, but I don't feel like I'm creative enough to think of video ideas. So if you want to help out, you can do that. So thanks for watching and thanks for letting me waste your time. Bye bye.